there is a high probability the plan will fall apart or fail entirely. Hello, and welcome back to the Lost Legends of Scadrial, Mistborn Adventure Game Podcast. I'm your host, Narrator-Trevor, and with me I have just one of the Lost Legends.
I'm David, and I play a few different people, but Feldar today.
Let's jump back in. David, you didn't really get much to do last episode. So let's give you your own episode this time. You are chasing after the Alloy, who is fleeing the scene of the house in the opposite direction that Tensoon is running up from. Or you assume it's Tensoon. It's Tensoon. That Tensoon is running up from. And I believe that's right where we left it. You two hadn't interacted at all yet, correct?
No, I believe exactly where we left it. I said, "Oi, Alloy!" And he saw me, reacted, and ran perpendicular to me, but not towards Tensoon. So I believe he's perpendicular to both of us as we are coming together down a street. Yeah, so kind of the way that I was imagining it when it happened was the house, let's say it sits on a north-south street. You're kind of sitting there, and let's say it's a perpendicular, like, you're sitting on an east way facing the house directly, and then Alloy would have run north, Tensoon is running up from the south. The one west. Yeah. From the south. Yeah. Okay, so I see. So we're not... Alright, I was imagining the only other option, I think, which would be me and Tensoon running towards each other, but me and Tensoon are running perpendicular to each other, is what you're telling me. Because I'm coming from the east. Basically, yeah. You would, assuming you were equidistant from the... Let's turn this into a math problem. Assuming that Tensoon and Warrick are equidistant from the house and moving at the same speed, if they were to start at the same time, they would reach the house at the same moment. Okay, so we are forming an equilateral triangle right now. Almost, correct. Is what you're saying. Okay, yeah. We've done the proof. We know. Yeah. All right. Geometry, I love it. There is a c squared between you and Tensoon. Okay. What am I the a squared or is he the b squared? In this case, since it's equilateral, I don't think that's relevant. Yeah, I guess it's irrelevant, isn't it? We're all equal here. Communism. Bunny meme. So, we just lost like 20 subscribers. Oh, because I mentioned we brought up math, stupid, the forbidden art. Oh, I thought you were talking about me bringing up the big C of the communism. I'm like, it was just a Bugs Bunny meme. I can just hear them running for the doors now. Oh, well, it is what it is, man. Somebody do the math problem on how much that'll affect our average subscriber base. Let's not. Okay. So the way I see it, you've got, just a couple of options here. One, you could ignore them entirely, go off in a different direction. That's boring. Two, you could run towards the house and try and meet up with Tensoon. Or three, you could start running towards Alloy. 100% I am going after Alloy. And also making it clear to Tensoon, I am going after Alloy. He should too. Okay. So I think what we're going to do here is first we're going to do a contest of your physique against Alloy's physique. Let's see. We have Warrick's actually not too bad in the physique department. He's 6. I am going to give Alloy a +1 for your laceration to your right leg, so you can go ahead and take an advancement for that. Oh, thank you, Trevor. I am going to use that one. I'm going to cherish it and love it and make sure that it's marked on my sheet first.
You know, if even if you never get to use it, the rules say you get it.
It's my first since the large expense of adding more holes into my spirit web.
So he is going to go ahead and roll. I'm going to allow him to tap 10 charges to give himself another die as well.
Alright. So I'm rolling -1 die.
No, you are rolling your 6. He got an extra for your laceration.
I forget exactly how it works. I don't suffer, but he is more proficient. That's a pair of 5s and a nudge, Trevor.
I think with that pair of 5s and a nudge, especially considering the fact that he rolled nothing, I'm not going to give you a second roll to signal towards 10 soon. You're going to start to catch up to him.
I'm gonna hope he gets the meaning, right? Like, you see two people in a dead sprint down the street, and you know that there was a commotion there that you needed to be interested in. I figure he's gonna go for it.
Well, and I think that with the way with rolling 5s, like, that's obvious now. Like, it's not like you're running off. Like, you are chasing this person, and you know, with that
parkouring over site, like debris. You know, there's a fruit stall on the side, and I just like double bound, leap over it. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it's absolutely clear. He doesn't need to make any rolls. You don't need to make an additional roll. As you're following up behind Alloy, you see him kind of glance behind himself, and then he goes to like tug on this corner of a stand to try and like pull it down in front of you, and it just doesn't budge at all. And so you see him struggle with that for a moment, look back, and then continue to keep running, and you've gained a considerable distance on him while he wasted his time trying to do that.
Man, I've been watching some streamers that play some Dead by Daylight and light games. And that registers so hard right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, there's a mechanic in those games. Do you know what they are?
I'm very basically familiar with Dead by Daylight. I haven't played much, but I'm familiar.
It's an asymmetrical survival horror game where it's just like there's 4 survivors, 1 monster, you know, and then he plays the villains of whatever. But one of the primary mechanics for running away is there's just random pallets on the side. So you can, like, as a survivor, like, spend the time to put a pallet in between you and the guy so he has to walk all the way around, and you can run off at an angle. But it can also, you know, backfire horribly.
Yeah, and that's essentially what just happened here.
Yeah. So it was just that was my immediate mental image, and
that's about a perfect image. Yeah.
If any fans are left after the math issue, maybe we'll get the DVD fans back in. I don't know where we mentioned this game Venn diagram
once on the podcast. Let's get that market in here now.
Yeah, I mean, post it on the official Twitter or something for DVD, like.
Yeah, the Lost Legends of Scadrial Twitter. An occasional retweet of something Mistborn, followed by just pages of it saying, "Check out my latest" from the auto posts on Podbean.
Did Crafty Games come out with an expansion? I might have liked that.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go ahead and have you roll again. I'm going to keep the same rolls. He is going to tap another 2 charges, or another 20 charges this time, to try and help with the plan that did not work.
Alright, that's a pair of 4s and a nudge. I'm rolling hot.
So with a pair of 4s and a nudge, he continues to run, and he grabs, let's make this truly cliche. He grabs a basket full of fruit and just tosses it behind him, and the fruit goes scattering and rolling towards you. And as you come running up, you look to the side. Do you want to try and narrate this, or are you okay with me just taking over?
I mean, you're doing it in the Hollywood Vice style that I would
I would assume.
Okay.
I also don't know the results of this, so it would.
Well, I'm giving you the option to narrate because it was a success for you. But
it was a success for me. Then I'd say he like literally just like parkours off the side of the wall, does a kick off his good leg, and just like completely ignores the fruit on the ground. And he kind of looks at him like, "Who are you, Bugs Bunny?"
Perfect. I am going to include Tensoon in this now. We'll see if he can try and keep up.
You can keep up with the ascendant.
Oh yeah, Tensoon is just barreling ahead, and he is still a distance behind you, but you can tell that he is laser focused in, and he is trying to make this happen. I am going to, did we mess up? Spook is supposed to be in here somewhere, chasing after him. Or did you see Spook leave? You saw Spook leave, right? Or you didn't see Spook leave?
I don't think I did, but it was at almost the same time we ended the episode when Spook Duralumin pushed out, and then I think there was one more round of combat in like inside, one or two inside, and then they ran from inside.
Okay. So we'll bring him in just a minute here then.
I don't think he's running like a normal guy either.
Let's go ahead and go to the next roll.
All right. Like as I am running, I'm gonna like be trying to. Let's see what else, because I grabbed all my baggage before I came. So yeah, I should still have that. When I get close enough, I'm gonna try and like overhand, double hand chuck a dueling cane at him, so we can maybe, switch this whole thing up.
Okay.
Or like, how close am I getting to him? Like, I figure we're
you
30,
think that if you
feet
keep this up, if you succeed going by meta, if you get one more success, you'll be like within arm's reach of him.
Okay, so I'm like within.
You're gaining
distance.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so like, all right, cool. So I would like to, as I'm running, ready a dueling cane throw.
Okay, are you throwing that this round, or are you just readying it for the next round?
Like, are we still in an alley? Like, because I know we ran down.
You're kind of like running down where there's kind of like a main road. There's some stalls like on the side and things like that, but it's not like the market. This is more of just like an area that's less policed, and so things just kind of show up.
Okay.
Like there's no zoning rules here that have prevented people from saying, I just run a shop here now.
And Tensoon is like right behind me.
He would be in meta terms 2 successes behind.
Okay, so he's still down the block a bit.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I'll forgo readying the dueling cane out and just like keep pumping. Just pumping them legs. And running down the street towards him.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Hoping to, cut him off. Ooh. It's a pair of 2s and 3 nudges. I don't know if I want to reroll the nudges. He can do some crazy stuff, and I know that. I'll keep it as is. We'll see if that flies.
I will say that it doesn't fly, so if you want to re-roll it -2 nudges, that would be a better option for you.
Okay, so re-roll 4 die?
Yes.
Okay. Don't want to get too meta. That's a pair of 3s. Does that do anything?
No. So as you are starting to run, you see that he just has noticed that these little tricks aren't really working anymore. And so he just puts his head down and he really starts to focus on gaining speed and just trying to outpace you. You don't think that there's anything supernatural about the way that he's moving, just that he has really focused on his running. Meanwhile, behind you, Tensoon has caught up to the area where the oranges had gotten spilled, and they're tripping him up a little bit, and he falls a little bit behind.
did not do this to my boy Tensoon. You did not make him trip on the orange field, Trevor.
He did. He's tripping on the oranges. His big boy, he's a big boy dog. Like, he's not just, the big wolfhound. He did the horse trick where he's like beefed up muscle Tensoon, and his big boy paws just don't have the dexterity to really traipse through those oranges without having a bit of a problem there. So Tensoon takes a little bit of a spill.
This is a player issue, not a character issue. All right, I want everybody to know this.
I gotta do what the dice tell me.
You want to call this a potential finale, and you make my boys slip in fruit? Okay. I'm still gonna be trying to chase after him. Is there anything I could easily like I'm trying to throw fruit in his way, so to speak, if that's our comparison point.
Yeah.
I want.
So go ahead and give me. Your spirit's not looking great right
now. No. I don't even touch on this.
So if you're looking for something external for your character, I do need a spirit roll, and so that would be 2 dice with a -1 modifier.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try that.
I mean, you got one left to spend, so you do have one more shot at spirit. And this won't be your contest roll. This is just to see
all right.
If you've got that hammer to chuck at the guy with the nice shoes that
2
Tajmil
dice
likes.
Or just 1 dice?
2 dice, and then you're going to lose 1 to your outcome.
Yeah. I'm not even shitting you. I just rolled a pair of 5. I cannot believe this.
What item would you like? Would you like to sail another fucking boat down Main Street?
No,
here.
I don't.
So yeah, you got a pair of 4s
this
then
doesn't
with
feel
the
right.
-1 modifier. What item would you like to find?
I'm kind of in shock still, Trevor. This is like when you show up to the big game and score the winning football throw.
The dog who caught the car?
I never played sports that much.
I'll tell you what, I will even make this something coincidental at this point.
It's only a 4, technically.
It's only a 4. So within reason,
spirit.
You could even give a similar cliche.
I want a broom handle. And I want to chuck it helicopter throw at his feet. Like, I'm trying to trip him. Like, he's focused on his running. He's probably not looking at me. I just want to, throw the stick between the spokes of his bicycle and tumble him up.
Okay, so as you're running past one of these stalls, you grab a broom right out, and it comes really clean, really smooth, doesn't trip you up at all. Go ahead and give me your physique roll.
All right. This is where it really gets interesting. Pair of 4s and a nudge.
You roll without those nudges. So with a pair of 4s and a nudge, you launch this broom helicopter style, and you have a 4 discrepancy between his roll and your roll to do with what you will.
All right, I'm gonna say he's mid stride, and it's the broom handle slips between his legs, and he just crumples to the ground for a second. I don't know, he seems like a very athletic guy who has access to further athletics, right? But he is a tumble on the ground for a second, so even if he recovers quickly, I'm gonna hopefully gain on him.
Yeah, so you manage to thread it, and he takes a tumble and falls right to the ground.
He's probably looking back what the heck was that? And wondering why there's a broom between his legs right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do notice behind you that Tensoon seemed to have a little trouble getting his bearings after the tumble that he took. And so he's getting back on the trail
old,
again.
Trevor.
But this orange trick
800
really got to
years
him.
Old. 800 years old, and you did this. You don't think he's seen the fruit trick before?
He doesn't get out much these days. He hasn't been out in about 20 years.
Somebody needs to talk to
the... Somebody needs to take him for walksies. This kind of thing wouldn't happen if they exercised him more.
Yeah. Kandra these days, no respect for their older generations. Nobody talks about the seconds. What happened to them? They just killed themselves.
What is Milan even doing anyway? It's not like she's busy. Come on.
Yeah.
Take your old dad out for a walk now and then, Milan.
Yeah, you'd think that there'd be more support between the Kandra, but apparently they're kind of lacking in that department. Hey.
Behind Tensoon, the doorway to the house splinters open from a pewter-enhanced kick, and Spook takes a step out the door, and we'll survey the scene. And, oh yeah, he's got 3 nudges and a pair of 5s. So he instantly locks in on what's going on with you guys, and he is starting to head your way as well, using a steel running technique. I'm going to say at this point, with the success you got last round, we're no longer in a contest between you and him, and so your options are a lot more open depending on how you want to approach this problem.
Like, seeing how jumbled up he is, I'm going to slow to a quick trot after him, and I'm going to pull out the Macaweasel.
Okay.
Alloy, I believe you have some things that I would like.
And who might you be exactly? He says as he kind of gets to his feet, and you see him reach inside his cloak and pull out glass daggers.
I'm just a guy who's kind of got stuck in the middle of things. More an emissary at this point. To be fair, I did do the job for you. And he'll say that in Falcom's voice.
Okay. I'm going to give him a wits roll to recognize that. I don't recognize you at all. You weren't any of them. Were you with that first crew that Tajmil had betrayed?
I work with Lord Falcom. I guess you could say I represent his interests in this matter.
Where is the coward, anyway? He was supposed to be here with the rest of the group to help us ambush the Lord Mistborn.
Well, it seems you might not have thought of all the possibilities. There are further interested parties that really don't want to see you with those spikes. And honestly, they're pretty interested why you're trying to gather them anyways. I think that guy, and he points over his shoulder, is very interested as well.
I will go ahead and give them a roll at this point.
I'm basically stalling, because I have Tensoon and the Lord Mistborn behind me. I'm pretty sure I can win this fight over long term if I can keep him here.
He does take a look over your shoulder, and he sees that they're running up. And they have made very good time. Tensoon is right behind you. And
the Lord Mistborn doesn't trip on a banana peel that slipped loose?
No, in fact...
okay, all right.
When you... How exactly did you phrase it? I don't want to pause the recording and go back, but... you pointed over your shoulder and you said he might not like it or something like that?
I think I said he might also be interested.
Okay, so he looks over your shoulder, and he just kind of narrows his eyes, and he says, "So you brought a pet dog. Is that supposed to impress me?"
Show some respect for your elders. Tensoon helped save this world.
His eyes grow a little bit wide and a little bit wild at that. And he turns around and he starts to run.
I'm going to overhand chuck the Macaweasel at his back.
Okay, go ahead and give me a physique
like
roll.
Tomahawk throw.
I'm going to give him some defense die, but I'm going to give him a 1 penalty because it is coming at him from behind.
I think I'm going to give 4 4s and a pair of 1s.
Well, I guess it's too late to have you
reroll. I can roll 1 more.
I was going to have you roll 1 less because it's not a throwing weapon.
Oh, that is true.
But if you've already rolled, that's fine.
I mean, I can re-roll. I'm not scared, Trevor. I want to do this right.
Go ahead and re-roll then.
Alright. I'm not going to use those 1 dice, though. Those were bad. I have faith in these 5 dice over in the corner. I should not have. That's a pair of 1s and a nudge.
With a pair of 1s and a nudge, you throw it at him, and it does happen to glance off of him, but it doesn't really make a solid connection. And so he's just going to take 1 damage from that.
Okay, and I'm going to run after him after that point.
We're going to go straight into combat then. Alloy is going to declare first because he has a lower wits than you. His plan is to turn around, pick you up, and throw you.
Okay. And we're in combat now, so...
So you declare next.
I have dice again.
Yeah.
To declare.
Yeah, you will declare, we'll build dice pools, and then we'll resolve.
I am going to actually step into the grab.
Okay.
Using my close combat experience. And I am going to try and grapple him completely. Like, put him in any kind of hold at all. That's, like, to my own detriment. That is, I'm like, bear hugging him, and he's going to have to get me off him.
This is going to then just turn into a straight contest, so I don't think we need to worry about divvying up dice either way. Like, you're full against his full. So +1 for close quarters combat.
He's trying to throw me. I'm trying not to be thrown. I guess is the
yeah, essentially, because a stalemate is essentially the same thing for you.
Yeah, I guess.
So you get +1 for close quarters combat. He's going to get +1 for your leg. He is going to tap a bunch of charges to give himself the ability to throw you.
Yeah.
So I think that's all you're gonna
get. I figured.
Go ahead, roll.
Well, actually, can I flash my face transparent and unnerve him?
I think that's a specific stunt for Congress.
Oh, is it? Oh, I think it is. You're right. Now that I think about it, it's so long since I look at Congress stunts. Never mind. Yeah, that
I could double check on that really quick, but I do think that's a specific.
Yeah, I don't want. I think you're right on that. After I said the thing and reconsidered. Anyways, 7 dice a hoe. That's a pair of 5s and 2 nudges, Trevor.
A pair of 5s and 2 nudges is a stalemate, which, as I just outlined, is a win for you.
Yeah.
So even though he's rippling with muscles, go ahead.
I figure how this plays out is he's rippling with muscles, and I'm trying to actually go in for a hold, but I fail to get a hold. But we are basically arm in arm grabbing each other, like grunting like strongmen, like like we're about to go Super Saiyan on each other.
Neither one is just waiting for the opportunity to just overwhelm the other, basically. The only reason that you are hanging on with as much muscle as he's putting into this, as much magic as he's pumped out, is legitimately just because you know how to use leverage, you know how to move in a way that is vexing him at every turn. Every time he shifts to get a better position, you shift differently, and his stronger position no longer matters.
Well, so statistically, right, Warrick starts off with a 4 in physique, so he's not like very well built for your average human being. But with the +2 from the blessing, he basically becomes peak physical human strength.
Right.
Already, I think statistically. So it's the strongest possible man fighting against, obviously, for a second, a little bit stronger, but I have the knowledge.
Well, he tapped out to get to 10 dice.
Jesus. Farrakhamis. They don't deserve the power.
I think that he is going to keep with his same plan for the next round. One more round and 10 soon will be in combat.
Yeah, I am 100% same plan. I'm gonna try and grab an arm and step off to the side, kind of like throw him off balance. It's like I realize he's just raw strength at this point, so.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Pair of 5s and a nudge. Wow, I actually paired up everything. I got pair of 3s, pair of 2s, pair of 5s, and a nudge.
So you start to really throw yourself into this contest. You're shifting, you're moving, you're putting every ounce of strength that you have into it. You're really pushing your blessing to its limits, and then suddenly you just feel something give out in Warrick's ligature just for a moment, and it's enough. And Alloy picks you up, and he tosses you all the way across the square. And you're going to take 1 damage from the toss after your padding for whatever that damage reduction is for Conjure.
Okay. Yeah.
But he ended up with 5 nudges.
That's...
Oh, I'm sorry, just 4 nudges, but still excessive.
So, in a confusing way, my health is now, as Warrick, 11. But I'm just marking it on the Lord Falcom one, because that's where I had my damage already marked.
Okay.
So I'm at 4 damage and 11 health total, I believe. Yes. Because I would keep my resources from Lord Falcom, and I would go by Warrick's physique with the blessings for health. Correct?
That sounds right to me.
Okay. Just making sure. Alright. I'm going to try and rush Alloy again.
He is going to devote some defense dice to that when you get up there, but he is going to pull out the book and tap the little speed that he has remaining to try and memorize it as quickly as possible. So I'm going to give him a -2 penalty for being focused on trying to do that. And then you can go ahead and build your pool in the same way.
Okay, like I'm able to get back up on him in the same amount of time.
Yeah.
You said across the square, Trevor. Like, how big is this square?
Basically, I wanted to build a narrative way that he's able to pull out this book and speed.
Yeah. Okay, so just enough, like 15, 20 feet, I guess.
Yes, he's the way that this is. I'm having this work for him since he's taking this penalty. I'm not letting him put any more dice into fighting you either. Is he's going to finish reading that book either way, but it's whether or not you will then succeed on yours depends on how he can then respond in future turns.
Yeah. Hey. He burns his ferrochemical speed. I'm happy. That's 3 5s and a nudge.
So he got 2 5s and a nudge. You go up, and as soon as you try, and you're just doing the same thing you said, trying to grapple?
Yeah, I'm trying to grab him. Probably the arm that's holding the book.
I think then the way that this works out, since he wasn't using strength, is he tries to adapt more to the style that you're using, and becomes a little bit like the games of keep away you'll see in martial arts movies, where like you're trying to like control his book arm and get at it, and he's kind of like turning and dodging and keeping his book steady as he speed flips through it with one hand. And you're just not able to find a solid way to disrupt that or control his movement.
That's fine. Stalemate is still a win.
I think now, at this point, Alloy is going to drop the book and pull his glass daggers back out. And while he'll try and be defensive against anything against him, he's also at this point going to try and get an escape.
Okay.
Tensoon is going to... Tensoon's feeling conflicted because he does not want to be violent by any means. And so he is going to spend his action trying to just be in Alloy's way. Like, classic pick in basketball, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. I guess if he pulls out his glass daggers, I'll pull out my dueling cane. You know, I don't know where the Makaweethal is. Appropriate distance away, I'm sure. Yeah, it was thrown like 3 turns ago. Anyways, but I'll pull out my dueling cane and I'll go in for the strike. I'm gonna try and knock out his legs if possible.
Okay. I think that amounts to the same die pool. And then I'm going to give him some defense dice, and he's going to tap some strength charges to help him try and control that swing.
A pair of 5s, no nudges.
He got a pair of 5s with 2 nudges. And so you go to swing in, and he is able to bring one hand up to reinforce one side of the glass dagger, and just kind of keep blocking the swing as you start bringing just a flurry of attacks in. You feel like you're at the top of your game and you're performing as well as you can, but you're just having such trouble overcoming this magical force that he's bringing to bear against you.
That's fine. Back him into Tensoon, maybe.
He is going to make a physique roll to try and escape. And he rolled 0 dice. Tensoon got a pair of 5s. And so after blocking one of the blows, he turns to try and run away from you. And Tensoon is right there, just tangled in his legs. And so he tumbles towards the ground and takes a hard fall. Let's move on to the next round.
All right.
I think Alloy is going to, this time, seeing that escape is not really likely, try and stab you.
It's not as effective as you would think.
Not in the long term.
No. Well, I don't care.
Yeah. All you've got is the long term.
Yeah. I'm just stretching for goals, Trevor. You know, like I'm gonna scrape a win out of this cluster Cassandra, as we can call it. I don't know. I was about to say the bad words. I don't know how much that even matters at this point. I'm pretty sure we've sworn openly for
for a long time. It was marked explicit since the beginning, though. So
well, yeah, I knew that. It should have been. Brian was part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like it was explicit, at least on our end. Anyways, I'm going to use his prone position to try and impede him from getting up as much as I am like trying to damage him. I'm just trying to keep him tangled on the ground. He can try and stab me all he wants.
I'm going to give you a free nudge for that since he is already on the ground.
Okay. That's a pair of 5s and 2 nudges.
So he swings out at you, and it's a pretty decent swing. You see that it's pretty determined. It's not wild in any way. It's focused right at your midsection, and you just deflect that out of the way as you put yourself right on top of him and start trying to pin him to the ground.
Okay. So are we still splitting dice to do?
No, that was a straight contest.
Okay, that's.
He was trying to stab you. You were trying to not let that happen.
Oh, I wanted to, like, if it was more effective to step into the stab.
Wouldn't you prefer? Because I was just thinking, let's simplify it to a contest. But if you would prefer that he gets a free shot at you, that's perfectly fine too. If you're not going to put any defense dice in, then he'll not put any defense dice in. Go ahead and take. How much do glass daggers give you? Do I have that written down?
A decent amount.
Dueling Cane's +2. It's got to be the same as Dueling Cane, right? I'm just going to say it's +2 for now. So after the +2 and your damage reduction, you're going to take 2 damage.
All right. Hail and hearty, Trevor. Hail and hearty. And I feel like he would stab me in the gut, and I'd just crack him across the face with a dueling cane and keep him on the ground.
Yeah. So, yeah, are you trying more to inflict damage or just impede movement here with your success?
I mean, I am hitting a man with a dueling cane so he stays on the ground. To what measure that inflicts damage and does not, I will solely leave up to you.
Well, just for meta purposes, would you rather him be hurt or would you rather him lose dice?
For purely meta purposes, I guess losing dice is so nebulous because, like, he's just trying to stab me. I don't really care if he does well doing that.
I forgot about the one advantage you had going into this combat. I don't have the tools to kill you. Like, you can just die and it doesn't matter to you.
No, it doesn't. My character will continue on. As long as you don't kill me and Tin-Soon, probably, they'll just take my fucking bones and spikes and dip, That'll be fine. I might limp around for a while, but yeah, I guess I would probably just inflict damage at that point. So, Dueling Cane is the +2 damage.
So he is going to take 3 damage. And you feel a very satisfying crack as several of his ribs break underneath your attack. Or you said across the face?
Yeah, I feel like the thing is he went low and got me in the gut, and, like, I didn't flinch, and I just swung back and cracked him across, like, and kept him on the ground, so to speak.
So you immediately see his nose break and a really deep gash open above his right eye that starts just bleeding right into his eye.
Good for him. Oh, so into the eye? Is that actually a disadvantage? Did he get a burden?
He got a burden.
Oh, so I can use that. Hell yeah. You're trying to be all sneaky and sly. Just get it in there in the description.
Well, but this next turn, he is going to tap a significant portion of heal, and he's going to heal all of that.
Yeah, no, I know. I meta know. In character, I don't know exactly how much Feldar knows about Ferochemist, but, like, he would know he's capable of crazy stuff, so it wouldn't throw him off too much.
That's going to be his whole turn. He will have defense dice to react against you, but that is it.
Alright, I'm going to hit him very hard with a dueling cane again.
And I think Tin-Soon is just going to try and sit on his legs to see if that can help.
And is he still momentarily blinded?
Yeah, you can add an extra +1. If that puts you over 10, it gives you a free edge.
No, it only puts me at 8. I'm not in the Lord Falcom body. Right. The Lord Falcom body is just ripped. But yeah, go ahead. Roll 8 dice. I say that I'm swinging from the side where his eye is already bloodied, so he just can't see it out of his peripheral until it's way too late.
Yeah, you're intentionally swinging on that side.
Okay, so I got a pair of 3s and 3 nudges.
He only got a pair of 3s. And so you are going to deal just a little bit more damage. I'm not going to give you the full damage since you didn't beat him by more than an outcome. But I'm going to give him 2 damage back.
I can do this all day, he's going to say. I'll say that in character.
You're not even an MCU fan. Come on. Can't say the line.
I didn't know it's a line.
What it's a line. From? It's from all over. All over. First Captain America, I think the second Captain America, Endgame, Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, I haven't seen like any of those except for the Captain America one so like 15 years ago.
The line. I think that's the moment when...
Yeah, where's Spook at? Like, he's been steel pushing down the street for like 10 minutes and he's just like staring at us from a rooftop. Like, what is going on here?
It's been There's like cats 45 and dogs. Seconds. It's not been 10 minutes.
Yeah, but Eastbourne are fast.
And he's also sneaky because you thought you were pointing at Spook, but you were just pointing at Tensoon because you couldn't. Spook wasn't there anymore. He was just
Spook
gone.
was gone.
He's just gone. And so there's a rush of air, and then suddenly Spook is standing there in front of the two of you, and he's got a dueling cane pointed straight down at Alloy's chest.
Oi, Spook.
You're
nice of you to join us.
Urchin from earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Do you want to... I'd let you put your face transparent at this point if you wanted to.
No.
Okay.
No need.
This man has something that belongs to me.
Maybe we can talk about it.
He kind of gestures a little bit with the dueling cane, and he starts to like point it up towards your face, and then he looks behind you and he sees the form of Tensoon sitting on Alloy's legs.
And I'm gonna say I'm with him.
His eyebrow's gonna go up, and then he's gonna look at Tensoon, and Tensoon's gonna kind of like give just like a little snuffle, like a little. Like obviously trying to pretend he's still a dog, but trying to like, then gives a little affirmative nod, yes. And then Spook kind of takes a look around and he sees the book lying on the ground, and he walks over and he picks it up, and he kind of like scrolls through it quickly and then tucks it into a pocket.
He already managed to read a good chunk of that, I do believe.
He turns around and he reaches into a pouch and he pulls out a couple of coins. And you see him stare at the coins and stare at Alloy as he shifts them around in his hands. And then he puts the coins back into his pouch and says, I'm not sure that can be helped at this point. I'm almost at a loss as to what to do here. We've got a full ferrochemist, but with ambition that is dangerous. And his voice gets incredibly steely when he says that as he looks down at Alloy, who still hasn't said a word yet.
I'm guessing he's not fighting anymore.
No, he's not putting up any resistance at this point.
Okay.
And Spook looks back at you and says, can you help me strip him of his medals, and
yes,
we'll see if we can contain him at least for now?
I believe that is in our mutual interest. And then we can decide, maybe we can go back to your palace or whatever and decide there, maybe, where we go from here. But maybe not in the middle of a street, is what I'm saying.
I'm going to have you give me a wits roll to try and find all of his various rings and things.
Okay, I got a 6 now. so that's a pair of 5s and a nudge.
With pair of 5s and a nudge, you are able to locate even a couple of obscurely hidden things that were pierced through his skin, like in his armpits, that Spook was not able to sense even with his allomancy. And you feel incredibly confident that you have done as much as you can to prevent him from having any access to metal.
Okay. You don't happen to have any rope or anything?
I can look at. He kind of laughs and he says, "No, kidnapping a person was not on my list of things to do when I left for the evening."
What happened to the people you were with earlier?
Well, when I left them, the house was on fire, and they had tried to lock the basement, but that I made short work of that. They were under a net, about to be stabbed, and the house was on fire above them.
Well, do you think you and this random dog over here could manage that? I'm gonna go see if maybe I can unlock the door for him. That sounds like a bad situation. It sounds exactly like what I know of them.
So just to clarify, you're proposing Spook and Tensoon take Alloy at that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head back to the burning building down the road, I guess. I don't know how far we got.
I don't think it's too far. I will say that it's the search and things took some time. So like it was a good while before you felt comfortable enough to be like, okay, this problem's managed. Let's worry about everybody back at the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that is an appropriate place for us to stop. We will go ahead and call it there, and we will see everybody again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Mistborn and all related properties are owned by Brandon Sanderson and Dragonsteel Entertainment. The Mistborn adventure game is a product of Crafty Games. Special thanks to Steve Argyle for letting us use his artwork for the logo, and to Boardroom Design for putting the logo together for us. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at LLOS Podcast, or give us an email at lostlegendsofscadrial@gmail.com. We hope that you'll like and share and give us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.